focused. They've stayed with it. And you know the Heat, as Burks misses a three, you know the Heat will let you back in it. Last night, giving up the 17-point lead, you've been down 15. You're here now.
So Steph begins the fourth. Step back on Jovic. He was running back. Gave him the Houdini.
Jovic has nothing for that.
So Jovic and Alec Burks. Bam Adebayo with Duncan Robinson and Rozier. I don't want to live with Burks just shooting wide open three.
No one else even tried.
Steph and Lindy Waters, Trace Jackson Davis, Kyle Anderson, and Buddy Hield. Buddy had Rozier jumping at him. Lindy Waters a good look at three. But Kyle Anderson, look what I found, and puts it up. 15 down to within 4. Jovic going to call his own number, but he found him before the shot.
I get it. It's so hard to look away, man. Like, it's such a long shot to look away. And
shot clock down to 2. Jovic has to hoist. Warriors are playing some D here. Second half been a lot different. And they keep executing offensively. EJD on Burks. Steph driving on the 6'10". Jovic splits both defenders. Curry to the rim!
In between those two defenders.
And here's Rozier being roofed. They took it from him. Dubs Guitar take the lead. Buddy driving. Step back three. Now firing there.
Hilarious. And Steph Curry on one again, but what else is new? This man
can shoot the free throw. So that's why Steph made it a 1-point game, and that one ticked iron there.
He pump faked from there not too long ago.
So from down 15 to within 1.
He wasn't bluffing.
Do not give Duncan Robinson any space. Adebayo. Jovic out of the corner. That's a nice find from the Heat. Are an incredibly proud team. They're incredibly well coached. And they have a toughness to them that really comes from Pat Riley and Spoelstra. Lindy Waters, you would take him shooting that three all day, but Lindy is 0 for tonight too. Jovic, instant replay. Same result, plus 22.
Well, that's the thing about playing from in front, like you were talking about. You're the team that's in front. You just got to hit a few shots to beat the other team down again.
And without Pajemski and without GP2, without Kuminga, the Warrior bench is getting run tonight. And that's where Buddy and Lindy's three-point shooting just hasn't been there. Warriors are a deep team, but they're missing 3 of their top 8 players, and they're going to miss them for a while. Steph, very deep three.
He's just trying to stop in between the 2 defenders, the top of that zone.
And Alec Burks, open transition 3.
Now you're playing inspired basketball.
They have enough to beat you. Kyle Anderson just setting up Draymond for a layup.
He's just got
to tell you, every time they come out of a timeout, Steve Kerr's got something against that zone that's worked.
Well, they seem to just throw it in the middle, which is what you want to do almost every time if you can.
The Heat have made 3 straight threes here. Robinson attacking, and Jovic got the rebound. All teams with 38 points in the paint.
That's the thing, when you're trying to come back from behind, you almost need to play perfectly. All the little things, box it out.
And this is what we had mentioned earlier. Pressure. And so, you know, the Warriors, when they cut it to 1, you got to crest the hill. And instead, it was 3 straight threes by the Heat. Sometimes that could be enough to just repel the kind of thrust. Steph Curry's got 31.
Let him make the decision. Flow game.
Got forever left in the game, over 7 minutes. Alec Burks. Steph, good close out there. Burks been hitting wide open threes. That was good attentiveness. Got Bam out of the lane. Knocked it away from Draymond. It's still into Draymond. Finding Lindy Waters and rimmed it home.
There we go. Found him and flashed in there. The weak spot again.
Draymond's getting into triple-double territory. 7 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds. Hawkins had a triple-double last night against Sacramento. Robinson.
I watched him that whole possession. Andrew Wiggins to stay on his back.
Robinson 4 on threes. You know what he does. You know what that guy does. Now, Steph made away the basket. Wiggins 3. And, I mean, it's not very complicated tonight. One team is making threes and one team is not. And that's been the difference. Adebayo dunking that home, and then.
And the way they run those, they set them kind of in a little closer, get movement into it.
Bam missing that free throw. So you look up after you had it down to 1, and it's a 12-point game.
Draymond.
Andy Waters. Nice little mid-range.
You can't trade buckets, though, like you're saying.
Down 10 again. Adebayo makes it 12. If they win it, will be in the first half when they built the 13-point lead. Wiggins is stripped. Miami came in having lost Indiana, got blown out by Utah 136-100. Lost in double overtime to Sac, and they keep fouling.
It's kind of had a tough night. It's been everybody else. Burks off the bench, played well. Jovic, Robinson.
So Burks, 3 free throws, courtesy of Jack in the Box.
Keep your eyes on the.
Been able to show this year they're dealing with the Jimmy Butler stuff. Looking for.
And some of these wounds are so. They're going to be 10-10. I mean that's in their championship year they were 39-2 at home. Like, you got to defend your home court at some point.
He just never found like sustained Minga. His downhill attack. I feel so bad for him hurting the ankle, not able to help his brothers tonight, but. Like you just haven't been able to find it consistently offensively tonight.
Close out on Duncan Robinson there. And you had a chance when you cut it to 1, and that chance has gone astray. And for the Warriors, this will just be a miserable stretch to go 3-6 in this 9-game stretch. And with Miami playing a double overtime game in Sacramento. Warriors are 1 of 8 on threes here in the 4th, while the Heat are 5 of 8. Jovic has been the one bothering them. Trace, good closeout. Trace Jackson-Davis is 1 off his career high. Could get him another bucket.
He'll be perfect from here on out. Knock down some threes.
Anderson missing that 3. 87-86. The Warriors had cut it to 1, and then a 21-8 run by Miami, make it 23-8. Should be rested and have the energy the final 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, that zone is rough to deal with. If you haven't seen a ton of it, you don't have your go-to stuff against the zone. Another turnover.
The Warriors only 10 turnovers tonight. Miami had 8. It's the 3-point shooting and the Warriors overall shooting at 40% for the game.
And the kind of game that Heat plays is just the last thing the Warriors want to see right now. 27th in pace, they slow it down. You're just having to go from half court to half court.
Rozier.
Santos.
Well, the Warriors Pat threw that away. The Warriors are dying for just productivity given the injuries. And you take for granted what Podziemski does, what GP2 does. You know what Kuminga has been doing, and those are 3 massive losses, and they're not good enough up and down the roster to sustain some of these just almost inexplicable shooting spells. Shot it really well against Philly, really well against Memphis, horrendous against Sacramento, and just as bad against Miami.
I just think the balance to their offense, like shooting the 48 threes tonight, obviously the zone kind of induced some of that.
24-second violation. They did not get a shot up there.
We always talk 3-point attempts. Houston, points in the paint, fast break points. Like, this is what they do, free throw line. You know, even Denver, #1 when it comes to points in the paint. Like, there's other ways to attack. If you have balance to your offense, when you see a zone, you know what to do against it. You can do some other things other than shoot threes. Getting high percentage 3-point looks.
The Warriors are going to have a game where they've shot 5 free throws the whole game. And one of them was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shoots 12 free throws by himself every game.
I mean, that's just his mentality. He has a driving mentality. At times, Warriors go long stretches of the games without having a driving mentality, just looking for opportunities to drive.
Rozier missing there, but no, I think the 3-point shot, I mean, a lot of it's being discussed in the NBA in terms of the volume of threes, but there are good threes and then just very poor attempts at threes.
But think about
Andy
that.
Waters missing that.
As much as people want to talk about people shooting threes and like the best teams in the West are not necessarily like amazing three-point shooting teams.
Bam is just using clock here. They're going to sub in a bunch of other Heat, but this is an impressive win for Miami. And sometimes you lose 3 in a row and they get embarrassed on their home floor and they take it out on somebody. And that's what the Warriors want to do on this next road trip.
You're missing a ton of threes. There's going to be opportunities to get some offensive rebounds.
I mean, if you're going to go 14 of 50,
get the ball up the floor, get some fast break points.
Moody there, that's a beautiful drive and a perfect layup from Lindy Waters. There are plays to be made.
What I've said it before, it can't just be you're making threes, you're a good team, you're missing threes, you're a bad team.
Correct.
The best teams in the West, they have something else they can go to.
So Miami, they lost 128-115 to Indiana, 136-100 to Utah, and then lost 123-118 to Sac in double overtime. But